live the life beyond the boundaries we set on ourselves, to live and to run boundless, to be inspired, to achieve, to overcome the mountaintop in our life. Embrace the journey, become boundless.
Alright. Hello, Live Run Boundless family. Welcome to another episode of the Live Run Boundless show. I'm your host, Kenneth Pinckney. And today we here in up in Mount Laguna Mountain in eastern San Diego. So definitely welcome. It's a beautiful morning to be out here. And so this episode, first thing I want to start off saying the episode is brought to you by Salt Stick Electrolyte for people that sweat like I do, and I sweat a lot. And I got this joke that I sweat like my daddy. I sweat like my daddy on a hot summer day with a three-piece polyester dark green suit on. Driving down with my sweat towel, driving down the old family station wagon. And so that's how I sweat. So with that said, while I sweat a lot, I lose a lot of sweat. And with Salt Stick, it really helped me out to keep me sweat for cramping up and all that. Just like my previous race where I sweat. So so thank you, Salt Stick. So saying that, go to saltstick.com and use the code BOUNDLESS21. Again, go to saltstick.com, BOUNDLESS21, and get 20% off on Salt Stick. So saying that, today's guest I reached out to maybe back in June, not mistaken. So we've been in contact ever since, trying to just schedule this interview. It's he grew up in California, but right now he lives in Yuma, Arizona. But he come out here up to Laguna Mountain sometime on the weekends to get his run on. Also, some of his activity that he does, he's done some obstacle course racing. And it's like his first race was a Spartan super race, and back in February 2012. He done numerous OCR, ranging from 5K to ultra distant. So we want to get some more about that. Also, 24 plus hours of the world's toughest mudder, if I'm not mistaken. And recently done 250 miler. He not only run for himself, but he also share his knowledge with people and help them out on their fitness journey as a coach, as certified Spartan, SGS coach, obstacle specialist, and help them other people to believe what is possible. So also he's a former Marine and currently, and more importantly, a father of two. Had his two kids here with us this morning. So enjoy yourself. So family, let's welcome Mr. Ryan Ingham, the Ultra Runner, endurance athlete, and also a hunter. You hunt?
Correct.
Yeah, also a Spartan SGS and sponsor athlete. So Ryan, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yes, definitely. I'm glad we can make this happen.
Yeah, beautiful day up here.
Yeah, definitely. So it's just a great spot to do this, instead of be like in front of the computer on Zoom, whatever. So I definitely enjoy this moment like this. So, but before we get to your running life, I'd like to talk about the journey, the process, and just tell about just a little about you, your family, about growing up.
Growing up, I played, normal team sports, baseball, basketball, football, that sort of thing. Had a very strong family, outdoor active family. So we were always out adventuring or something, and that kind of, I guess, built the foundation for where I got my enjoyment for the outdoors.
Okay. So you grew up in Yuma, Arizona, correct?
I grew up in Northern California.
You grew up in Northern California,
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay then.
And then I left at 17, joined the Marine Corps,
Yeah.
spent some time overseas and traveled the world, and
Yeah.
eventually ended up in Yuma, Arizona.
Okay then. So you've been in Yuma, Arizona since
I've been,
that time.
Yes.
So going back to your time in the Marine Corps, what was the main reason for you after getting out? What was the main reason for you to decrease your fitness level?
I had a pretty decent fitness level,
Yeah, yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
I've never been a runner
Yeah.
by any means.
Okay.
I had a severe back injury whenever I got out of the Marine Corps.
Yeah, yeah.
So after that, just inactivity.
Yeah.
I put on weight, got out of shape.
Yeah. Yeah.
That definitely wasn't helping the back issue any.
Yeah, yeah.
So I decided I need to make some changes.
Okay.
I started exercising more, eating
Yeah.
healthier, really embracing the health and fitness lifestyle.
Okay.
And then that's kind of where it started.
Oh, okay then. Okay, so you, I guess your why, because you was getting out of shape and you was like, see yourself getting out of shape and just want to see like you had to like make a change?
Yeah, I just want to make a change, live a healthier lifestyle.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. And since that time, what's sort of how do you got to running?
So I was, hitting the gym,
Yeah, yeah.
getting in shape like most. Still hated the running part, but
Yeah.
cardio is just as important. So I started doing that. After a few years, I stumbled across Spartan race
Okay. Yeah.
and the obstacle course racing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I gave that a try,
Okay.
and I really love that. The
Yeah.
challenge of that,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
being out there,
Yeah.
the running didn't seem as bad.
Okay.
Then?
Yeah.
It was more enjoyable. I really like doing the obstacle stuff.
Yeah.
So once that happened, I got bit by the Spartan bug, and I started doing more Spartan events at that point.
Okay.
Now, obviously, running's a huge portion of those events,
Yeah.
so that's where I started focusing on my running.
Okay.
I actually started running
Yeah.
more. I got out on the trails running further distances,
Yeah.
and then just over time it evolved.
Right.
And before I knew it, I found myself wanting to run trails more, entering trail races, not obstacle
Yeah.
course races,
Yeah.
and then that snowballed into ultra events and climbing mountains and doing rim to rim crossings of the Grand
Yeah.
Canyon and that
Yeah.
sort of deal.
Okay. So so you started with the Spartan obstacle course. That was your first began, right?
Correct.
Okay then. So what was the physical and mental challenge that come along with it, and take it to the process or take it that challenge, and how it helped you overall?
So the physical challenge is just trying to get through the obstacles.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't want to fail the obstacles
Yeah,
because you have
yeah.
to do 30 burpee penalty for each one. So the physical challenge of carrying heavy things.
Yeah.
The mental challenge of doing it when you're wet, you're
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah.
It's 30 degrees outside, it's raining, and you're doing this. So that kind of just evolves over time. I'm one that always wants to raise the bar.
Okay.
So once I achieve something, I want to. What's the next thing? What's the next challenge?
Yeah.
And over time, that's what led me into ultra running. And the challenge of that. And once you start getting into those longer distance ultras, it becomes actually more mental than it does physical.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's where I really fell in love with it. Once you get deep in the pain cave
Yeah. Yeah.
and you realize that you could push through it and come out the other side,
Yeah.
and face those challenges and rise above, that I really fell in love with that.
Okay. It's you kind of like embrace the challenge, of doing these Spartan races. You embrace the hurt, the pain, and you just want to just continue to get some more of it.
Yeah.
Okay. And so from the Spartan races, then you fell to the process, the love of running. So you mentioned your body, you talk about the freedom and running. So explain to the Live, Run, Boundless family about the freedom that you have in running, ultra running.
The freedom in ultra running it's honestly limitless.
Okay.
It's all based on your ability,
Yeah.
and honestly, everyone could probably do much more than they actually think they can.
Yeah.
Just being out there in nature, pushing it, testing your limits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got customers to the same thing, to the freedom, of running trails, a little bit ultra running, Also, they haven't done a whole lot of it. Yeah, so it's nothing like it, It just who you are, just go out there and just explore.
Yeah, the adventure of it.
Yeah.
There's really nothing else like it.
No, it's not. Yeah, so. And then you just stumble across the 24-hour, the world's toughest mudder. So let's explain what that was about.
So World's Toughest Mudder is it's a 24-hour event.
Yeah.
It's an obstacle course race, and they usually do it on a 5-mile loop.
Okay.
That could have 30 obstacles. Maybe 1,000, 1,500 feet of elevation gain, and you just continually do that for 24 hours. The person that makes it the furthest obviously wins. The challenge with that is usually the time of year that it happens is the temperatures.
Okay.
You're constantly wet. It usually gets down into the 30s. It gets to the point where you're running in wetsuits. So that brings a whole nother thing of issues. You got chafing and when you have to go to the bathroom and you try and just run in a 5 or 7 mil wetsuit in general is just tough to do. They're meant for surfing, not running.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the challenge of that is a true test of grit.
Okay.
When you're crawling in the mud and you're freezing cold,
Imagine.
and you still have 8 more hours of that, or it's the middle of the night and there's not very many people out on the course. It's a true test of grit and strength, mental fortitude. It's up to you to make that next step to just keep pushing.
Okay. So you did that one time before, or how many times?
I've done that twice.
Done that twice? Okay then. So you completed both times?
Yes.
Okay. So it's like a whole day, or what it was like?
So the last time I did 75 miles.
75 miles?
75 miles, 24 hours, and then however many obstacles that equals to, which is a couple hundred.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was it cold?
It got down right around 30 or so.
Okay. So what was your mindset going through that process?
My mindset was relentless forward motion.
Okay.
If I'm not moving forward, I'm just wasting time.
Okay.
So I had a good pit crew.
Okay. That's awesome.
They'd help keep me refueled.
Yeah.
They'd get me back out on the course, and I didn't stop for 24 hours.
Okay.
I constantly was moving.
Wow, 24 hours.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh man. Yeah. So what a training process for you to do something like that?
Training for that, you got to work on strength a lot. It's a lot more than just running.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of strength work goes into it. Obviously running, a lot of time on your feet.
Yeah.
So you do your speed work and your hill work and your long runs, but also just long hikes.
Yeah.
Or rucking. So, put a weight vest on or something like that. Just a lot of time on your feet, training for that. Other than that, the biggest part is just the mental fortitude.
Yeah. Okay. Then.
Building that mental strength of, it's going to suck.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
It's not if.
Yeah. So, I'm thinking that ain't really my question, but mental fortitude. Again, that mental fortitude. That's something you learn in a marine life, or what do you learn about how to have that mental fortitude? I got to push through something, the pain, the struggle of, do the races, or whatever. What do you learn mental fortitude?
Well, mental fortitude is a huge part of life.
Yeah.
Some people get out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
And that's where you're going to earn that mental fortitude.
Yeah.
Let's face it, a lot of society nowadays doesn't get out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
They take the easy way. So I don't think that they really learn that mental fortitude or what they're actually capable of. what their training is
Yeah.
building mental fortitude.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so going in the Marine Corps at an early age, yeah, I learned that early on.
Okay.
But it comes down at the end. I get out of the Marine Corps, and at the end of it, you still have to have it in you to keep pushing yourself,
Yeah.
to keep raising the bar.
Yeah.
Never settling. There's no easy day.
Yeah. Okay, like that. What is the greatest joy, or what brought you the greatest joy we had learned from in running, and also what you learned from a running, and also able to help others to reach a goal that they thought that was impossible for them. Was saying that right?
I think one of my greatest joys out of running is seeing what I was capable of.
Yeah.
Obviously, not having a running background,
Yes.
running 50 miles is crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. That's an all-day thing. You
Yeah.
know? You start in the dark,
Yeah.
you go all day long, you finish in the dark. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
So taking on that first 50 miler or that first rim to rim crossing the Grand Canyon was huge.
Yeah.
That brought me a lot of joy.
Okay.
And then obviously realizing that you can do it, and that
Yeah.
you're capable of more. That's when it snowballed into 100 milers and then a 250 miler. So I guess the joy of seeing you're capable of more than you think you are.
Okay, man.
And like when I'm coaching with my clients, that's one thing that brings me a lot of enjoyment also.
Okay.
Is when you get someone and the furthest they've ever ran is 10 miles.
Yeah.
You know, and they want to do a half marathon or a marathon.
Yeah.
And for them, that's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
And to see them struggle along the way,
Yes.
and then question if it's even achievable,
Yes.
and then see them actually achieve it,
Yeah,
you just see the look on their face.
Oh, yeah.
No words are needed.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it's the same with my kids as well.
Okay. Yeah.
I take them out on the trail
Right.
a lot, and I
Yeah.
challenge them a lot. They've been down in the Grand Canyon.
Okay. Then.
They've climbed mountains.
Okay.
But
Oh, wow.
it's when you tell them, we're gonna have a 10-mile day, and here's the peak, and you show it to them, and they're like, wow, like you can see the look. They're scared. They don't know if they could do it. And with kids, it's a little bit harder. You got to make sure you keep it fun.
Yeah, definitely.
But when you reach that summit, just the look on their face when they look back, and they're like, wow, like I actually did it.
Okay.
That's huge. It brings a lot of enjoyment.
I'm going to script and ask the kids, well, Brandon and do y'all like it? How do you enjoy? You like hiking with your dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, come on.
So what do y'all like most about hiking with your dad?
He teaches you to do hard things.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's awesome. How about you?
It's fun.
It's fun? What's fun about it? It's not fun all the time when I do it, when I hike.
Because we're with him.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. On the 250 milers, Cocodona, 250. I saw a picture of you on Instagram. You're across the finish line. And, 250 miler, 100 milers, wherever, it take a team effort. And you're in a crew. But you had that one person who was your crew member, part of your crew, or one specific person, part of your crew.
One specific person.
Yeah, one specific person. And that was your girlfriend, Kristen. What does it mean for you to have her support? Supporting you that race and maybe other races you have done.
Kristen's a huge part of my support network.
Yeah.
Huge. She's always behind me. She has my back 100%.
Yes.
So she crews most of my races.
Okay.
Cocodona, I definitely would not have been able to do it without her.
Yeah.
To crew a race like that
Yeah.
by yourself, like she did,
Oh.
is a huge undertaking in itself.
Okay.
I can't tell you how much sleep she got, it was not much.
Man.
And she's racing from one aid station to the next. You're unsure when I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
She's up all day. She's up all night.
Man.
I come in. I may sleep for an hour or two.
Yeah.
And while I'm sleeping, she's awake, getting my gear ready, or rubbing out leg cramps, or trying to take care of my feet.
Yeah.
So I definitely couldn't have done it without her.
Yeah.
She's a huge part of everything.
Okay then.
Yeah.
So have she crewed for you plenty other races before also?
Yeah, she's crewed for me before at a handful of races.
Handful of races. Okay then. So she do all the planning beforehand, deal with everything, you know?
Yeah, I do. I'll do the planning. I kind of figure out what I think I need.
Okay.
And usually for shorter races, I don't need any crew.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't hardly ever use any pacers.
Okay then. Okay.
So it's pretty easy going, but she figures out, the logistics of where she needs to be, what I may need. She keeps an eye on temperatures and stuff like that, and realizes, okay, it's going to get cold in this next section. I need to give him a jacket or a light. And she does a really good job of that, which makes it simple for me because all I have to do is run.
Definitely. Definitely.
And when you've been running for a long time, your brain does not work.
I know.
At all. So you forget the simplest things.
Absolutely.
You spend an hour telling yourself that at the next aid station you need to grab a headlight. And it's usually 30 minutes outside that aid station where you're like, man, I forgot my headlight.
Okay then.
Yeah, so it's great having her. She makes it so easy.
Okay. That's awesome. So that was first time. Is that the first time you Coca-Cola 250? So that first time doing 250 miler? The first time?
Yes.
So
I took on Moab 240.
Oh yeah, okay.
The year before.
Yeah.
I made it to mile 103. And I started having some sort of breathing issues. They said it was exercise-induced asthma from the dust and everything else.
Okay.
If I started hiking fast or running, it would start coughing and I was wheezing. So that one, I had to drop it at the 103 mile aid station.
So I know I've done races that I didn't do too well on. Myself, I want to go back and complete the job and get it done. So will you go back and do the Moab 240 again?
Yeah, I'll probably go back and do it. I'm on the fence with that one. There's other 200 milers out there that I would much rather do. Moab seems like one of those ones where, depending on what kind of weather you have, is going to determine the entire outcome of the race. And that one is traditionally very hot and dry. Yeah.
So we do go back do Coca-Cola 250.
Right now, I'm not going back to do Coca-Cola.
You're not going back.
Right.
So you want?
I will go back to crew or pace or something.
Okay then.
But no, this year I didn't sign up again.
Okay then. All right, no problem. So what do you want your kids to take away from all the running that you do? You probably already talked about a little bit already, but what specific things you want your kids to learn, take away from?
I think the biggest takeaway is you could do more than you think you can.
Yeah.
And that when you face adversity, just put your head down and grind through it.
Okay.
Keep pushing, keep striving. Hard work will outlast anything. And I think that translates into life.
Okay.
So that's the biggest thing is, you want your kids to have a happy, successful life. Obviously, they're going to face some sort of adversity or challenges on the way. So building that foundation that they know within themselves that if they just put in the work or put their head down and grind it out, that they'll make it through, and that they could rise above.
I love that. You teach them well, and they enjoy being here with you. They enjoy the hiking and stuff like that, so you give them like a head start, so definitely. And so some of your clients that you coach, I want to get back to that, that part about the impact you make, through running, and stuff like that, Do you have one particular person, that you had coached that stand out to you? You know?
I've had quite a few really good ones.
Okay.
I think some of the biggest ones that stand out the most are my weight loss clients.
Okay.
The ones that are just getting off the couch.
Okay.
They don't know where to start.
Yeah.
You help them out. And watching them do something that they didn't think they could.
Yeah.
Not only physically, but mentally, watching them lose weight,
Yeah.
live a healthier lifestyle, and then watching them, a year, 2 years later, that they're signing up for a 10K,
Yeah.
where they've never even ran more than a mile in their
Okay
life.
then.
And now they're running a 10K, and they get done feeling good. And then they're like, well, what's next? And they
Yeah.
start looking at that next longer event.
Yeah.
I think those were the best ones.
All right. So you're like an obstacle sport a coach. Don't give me. So what exact type of coach are you?
So I coach all levels of fitness,
Okay.
from just getting off the couch to ultra runners.
Okay.
I'm a certified coach through Spartan SGX,
Okay.
and one of their obstacle specialist coaches.
Yeah.
So I've taught a lot of OCR coaching,
Okay.
obstacle efficiency,
Okay.
that sort of deal.
So how that work? The obstacle coach, how that work? For the training and coach somebody with that.
Well, I was doing Spartan races so much, and then
Yeah.
Spartan offered their coaching program.
Okay then.
So I took the classes and got on board with that, and
Right.
took their test and got certified.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the same. So you help people out with obstacle course.
Yeah,
training?
so obstacle course racers, yes, I help them out too. So I'll help them. We usually assess where they're starting,
Okay then.
and then go from there. Do they need to work on their running more, their obstacles more, the heavy carries slowing them
Yeah.
down? We work on efficiencies.
Okay. Do you teach beginners also?
Yes, I teach all levels.
Okay, so the
Yeah,
beginners.
right off the couch to experienced ultra runners. I've taught them all.
Yeah, I guess where I'm curious. Like you teach beginner obstacle course. Somebody who never done obstacle course and nothing like that. you
Yes,
know?
yes.
So, what does it take for you for the patience out to take for them to have somebody who never done obstacle course? 'Cause that's a lot. Yeah, that seems when I think about it. To see them not knowing or not knowing how to do obstacle course, and for achieving that, be able to do that with the feeling that you got from that.
Oh, it feels great.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they put in the work and trust the process
Yeah.
and the look of accomplishment, and we keep track of matrix and stuff like that, so it's easy to show them 6 months later that, hey, it took you this long to do this workout or to do this run, and you just shaved off 5 minutes and you're not even breathing hard.
Yeah.
That's huge stuff. So see them accomplish
Yeah.
that.
So what does it mean from them to see what they accomplish?
I think it means a lot for them.
Yeah, the joy.
The joy, the self-accomplissement.
Yeah. That they're able to do what seems impossible but become possible.
Right.
Like you say a lot. Yeah. That's cool. So what have running taught you in life, and I guess vice versa? Well, yeah.
I think it's taught me that you just put your head down and grind.
Okay.
Whatever comes up,
Yeah.
you make adjustments, especially in ultra running.
Yeah.
In ultra running, you're going to face adversities.
Okay.
It's not a matter of if, it's just when.
Yeah.
During the race, you're going to have to deal with the weather. It might get
Yeah.
too hot. It might
Yeah.
get too cold.
Yeah.
You have cramps. You have
Yeah.
GI issues,
Yeah.
blisters, that
Yeah.
sort of deal. So it's going to happen. And when
Yeah.
it does, what are you going to do about it? Are you
Yeah.
gonna have a pity party? Are you gonna sit there and whine about it, or get hung up on it at an aid station, or are you gonna reflect on what the problem is,
Yeah.
focus on the goal,
Yeah.
make the adjustments that you need,
Yeah.
dust yourself off, and then
Yeah.
get back up there and keep pushing. And that translates, straight over into life with everything.
Yeah. So how is you? Well, you gotta do have a certain obstacle in life that you have to overcome. Outside of running, but running kind of taught you.
I just think in just life in general.
Life in general? Okay,
Yeah.
then. Okay.
You know.
That's good. Yeah, definitely, yeah, life you're gonna have, like I said, gonna have like hills and valleys they have to overcome, to get over, and so, running in life could like relate so much, yeah. And I never run about all types of stuff, I mean, so that would just, yeah, so you can learn a lot. I leave it to my last questions. Now I give you a head up on that to think about it. Okay.
There's going to be highs and lows along the way.
Yes.
You're going to experience some of your highest highs and your lowest lows.
Yes.
But if you just grind it out, if you embrace the suck and just keep pushing, you're going to make it through it.
Okay.
And you're going to reach that next high.
Okay.
Good things come to those who sweat. This episode is brought to you by Salt Stick, leaders in running hydration. Salt Stick products are amazing because they have the ideal balance of electrolytes, which actually mirrors electrolyte ratio found in sweat. The Salt Stick formula is specifically designed to stop and prevent cramps, boost stamina, reduce heat stress, and maintain electrolyte levels. If you're a heavy sweater or prone to cramping, try Salt Stick. Use the code BOUNDLESS21 for 21% off. That's BOUNDLESS21 for 21% off.
And thank you, everyone. Until next time.